Philo est pas là.
Philo, Yermanet aussi.
Ouais.
Le gars Télémoscou.
Il y a un peu de Sarban, je crois, en fermant.
Qui?
Le Sharp, il a dit Sarban. En fermant, il y avait un truc qui était coincé d'avant. Il a...
Ah merde,
c'est à l'intérieur, un truc qui soit dans le quick. Ça y est.
Okay, so good morning everybody. Before to start, I would like to tell you for tomorrow we have the dinner in the evening, and so it will be nice to see Patricia after the briefing to tell how many you will be for the dinner. Okay. About yesterday, so yesterday the winner is still Lima Fox with Mr. Jarnev, so it was very good, so 96 kilometers per hour. Giorgio 100. Giorgio second with 105 kilometers per hour. With 2 minutes less, and Matthew it's with 92 kilometers per hour and 5 minutes. So yesterday we have a point just for the short debriefing. We had a point. The last turning point was a bit difficult because I expect some wind, and the wind was really not there. So I'm sorry, but so I think you use a lot your energy there, but it was difficult. Okay. So overall results: Giorgio number 1. And Matthew second, and Luca Limazulu third. Okay? So for today, so now it's sure we are going to grid facing north. I had a doubt this morning because the wind was really light, and now I think it's going to increase, but not too much. First launch expected at 1 o'clock, and start line opening around 1:45 and 2. Okay, and on task until 6 or perhaps a little bit more. Okay, so for today, so we are going to do some finish facing north. Okay, so I changed the reporting point to be more in the axis of the runway. So it was just here on the before it was on the roundabout on the west part of the bridge. I prefer to put it on Lemay. So if you are a bit in trouble, even if you are not very high, you can still climb on Lemay. Okay, before for the finish, and the line it's a normal one. So I don't want to have some direct landing for today. You know we have the really strong downdraft on the south part of the airfield. So that's why you will be on the line here again at 800 meters. And after you turn to the left and you land, and you must not pass the south part of the airfield. Okay, so that's the problem. In fact, it's not a big problem, I mean, but we can see we have still some moisture here, and the low is not descending further to the south, and that's why we don't have this wind, perhaps a bit for tomorrow, but for today, even in altitude, it's a really weak westerly flow. Okay, so you have the high pressure axis on the west part of Europe and around it. Okay, so we have a waving front with moisture as we can see at the moment. It's going to move further in the afternoon, and it's going to become more dry. So we don't see anything on the satellite picture, so we can pass. So for the wind. Yeah, it's very light. Even in the Rhone Valley in the middle of the afternoon, you have only 10 to 15 knots. So it's really not a very strong wind to expect wave. And so between Rhône and Durand, so you have 10 to 15 knots on the ground, and almost nothing on the east. Okay. So you can see at 1500 meters in the afternoon, around between 4 and 5, between 3 and 5 local time, the wind is going to increase between Rhône Valley and Durand Valley. So, but even on the east, it's still quite light. Okay, and the wind really doesn't increase too much in altitude. It's 3,000 meters. It's only 20-25 knots. It's not too much, and it's turning west. It's turning west at 5,500 meters. Okay. So for the QNH winds, 1 hectopascal less than yesterday, and 2 minutes less than for the sunset. Okay. This morning, a few gliders took off, and they expected a wave, but they are not really climbing very well. But at the rotor clouds here, they were climbing around 1,800 meters. And we had a really weak wave above. Okay, so we will have some clouds, 1 to 2 octaves of cumulus for this afternoon with good climb, and it's getting better in the afternoon, a bit like yesterday. And yesterday afternoon it was getting really much better. Okay, so for the task for today, it is 200 kilometers, 219 kilometers, because, sorry, okay. So for the start, after I can just explain you a bit how to do on the ridge. If the wind increase, if you want, I can do a short briefing. Vomuse. So I decide to do the start line a little bit more higher at 1,700 meters for today, because you are going to move to the south in the lee side of the mountain. So if you start at 1,500 or 1,300 meters, it's too low to pass in the lee side. So first turning point will be Puimoisson airfield. So you have different possibility to go there, and perhaps I will explain it later if you want. Okay, Puimoisson. So the option is to go to Seine, and Seine, you have if the wind is blowing, you can have a nice fun on the ridges on the east part, and also you can use a thermal passing via Blaye. It will be perhaps a bit more difficult on this leg here, because you will be against the wind, and you will have some mountain to pass. Okay. So last turning point will be Horizon. Why Horizon? Because to have a reporting point in the south, and you will pass on the Lure ridges, so you can climb on Lure, climb quite high, and to start a tailwind to go to Horizon and for the finish. Okay. After. I told you already, so 1,700 meters for the maximum start altitude, finish altitude 800 meters, I told you already, and the speed 170 for the maximum start speed. So, we calculate, so yesterday we made a mistake about calculation, so now we adjust, I think.
First task.
For the first task, yeah. And so we adjust, and now I think it's correct. So the shorter radius will be 1 kilometer, and the biggest one 3 kilometers per night. Okay? So, for the energy, so you want to explain or I do it?
So the energy do not change. So I wish we can use this 10% limit. If you are okay or not, it was what we discussed previous days. So if you consume more than 10% that what was allocated, you will be considered as landed out.
I think this would make sense just if just one goes around. So if there's no feature, sometimes you can decide, okay, I can use a bit more energy and get some penalties in seconds, but
yeah, but
you mean if there is only one?
I agree. Otherwise, you force us to land out.
We shouldn't be changing the rules midway through the competition. We almost had a disaster yesterday with the radiuses, and we tried to change the rules midway through the competition. So.
Okay.
So we do not apply this.
You forget this. Wait. Okay. So we change. Okay. So we keep with this with the rules we had before. Okay. So it's for the next 10 years in the picture. And so what else? So perhaps I'm going to have a sniff to start at 12:30 because I can delay the start if there is if I have not enough high terms on Bermuda. So I will wait. But I think at the moment all gliders already in the air are higher than 1800 meters. So it will be not a problem. But first takeoff expected 1 o'clock. Enjoy your day, enjoy your flight. Yeah.
Consider that we have to go to sailing, and my experience 3 days ago was not so.
Yeah, I will check before. I will have CLPV gliders already in the air, so Yannick will tell me, and also Manu will tell me. And if I see the weather really not good and without wind, I will do another task. Okay, but we expect 2,200, 2,300 meters and wind shoring. So it's really much different than on Tuesday it was. Yeah. So it's really different. Huh? Yeah. Okay. So enjoy. See you later on the grid. And
you said you could tell us about flying in high wind.
Sorry.
You said you could tell us a little bit about flying here in high wind.
Yeah, I can.
Yep.
Yes, please.
Ne vous énervez pas.
Please do not forget your trackers.
I owe you a beer.
Lima Fox,
80, 90
Lima Fox, Lima Zulu.
I mean, I've never flown in this condition, but I imagine going to
Okay, you see it's okay? So there is Saint-Omer is here. So once more I expect to tow you in the direction of the east and to relieve Atoll only here as you did yesterday, and to go to Vomuse. The start line is on Vomuse, and if you are to be behind the start line, you can be between the north part of Vomuse and Othon here, and so you can climb, and all the ridges between Vomuse and Othon are very good. Okay, so you can stay. Yeah.
After the start line, we can climb on the ridge, or where is exactly the start?
The start is exactly here. You know, there is a chapel, a church just in the south part of Vomuse, and it is the center of the line. Okay. yeah, you can climb here. So you can climb until 1,700 meters or more before the start, of course, and after you can dive not too fast, no more than 170. Okay, so after there is one possibility. So or you decide to go straight ahead to Puy-Moisson. But yeah, at 1,700 meters it can be long. Okay, so the other option is to go to La Bigue, 1,700 meters at La Bigue, it's correct. And you need to be on the northwest part here, because between Auton, Auribeau, and all this valley here, all the wind is canalized. Okay, and so the wind is canalized and it's going to be here, and it's going to, you are going to climb here at 99%. Okay, after you can do some climb a bit. Okay, and what else? Where is it? Sorry. So here, and after you can jump to Cousson. The northwest part of Cousson is also very good, no problem. Okay, and here Cousson you can climb, go to Ben, and between Ben here, if you are low, all the ridge is good, but you need to be not at the level of the ground. You climb a little bit more. So the thing is, I didn't do a turning point here because Serre de Bondelier with the northwest wind is parallel and it's not very good. So I prefer you do the turning point here, you come back here on the ridge to get Bain, you climb, and here the next turning point is Seine. So Seine, very easy. Okay, so you are at here at Bain. So here you have two options. You climb a bit, okay, to be around 18. If you after it depends how you do, how you feel on the mountain ridge. I mean, you climb and you. No, so Ben, sorry, yeah, Ben, it's here. Okay, you climb, and your option is to go on Coupe here. Coupe on the west and northwest part. It's really a long ridge with a west and northwest flow. It's always very good if you have wind, of course. And so Coupe here. So here after it will be your option. You have two options here, in fact, or to go to Coupe, or to keep going on Cousson here, and to go to Blayeul, to go to Seine. Okay, depend if there is, if you have some nice looking cloud, it could be better to pass this way. If there is more, if you expect more ridge showing, it's perhaps better to go here and to come after on the ridge here to Cheval Blanc. Cheval Blanc, you stay really well on the northwest part of the ridge here, and to Carton, and until to Caduc here. And here all the ridges here on the west with the northwest flow is very good. Okay? The option here, if you are here at Caduc, the Caduc you need to climb, because you are going to be in the lee of the high mountain, of the mountain of Trois Évêchés. So it's better to climb a bit to avoid the really strong sink. So okay, yeah, you are here. You climb and you go all the way here around, and you are going to use the northwest part here. So be careful. Be careful. You need to be. I mean, depending on your level, but you need to be between. I'm not going to give you a minimum one, but you can around 2003, 2004. It's correct. I mean, after, of course, you can do it lower, but well, after you need a bit to know. Okay, so after you do, the thing is here, you will have to negotiate your turning point. Okay, and here you come on the ridge on the northwest part of Trois-Évêchés. You have a ridge, and here it's not going often. It's not very good, but you can climb on the small here. At around 2005, 2006, it's very good, but further north, on La Blanche, here, the wind is too parallel. So you need to climb before. Okay? Okay. Wait. Next turning point. So it's for the first. Okay, so here you are going to, I don't remember. To Serre. Serre, okay. So you are at Seine, so you go to, where is Serre? La Sole, Serre is here, okay. The line here is more or less here. Okay, so here, it will be the difficult part of the task. You need to be, there is the valley here, Bayon, and here on the northwest part of the ridge is, I think it's what you did when you went in Sabine 2 or 3 days before. It can be good, but don't fly too low here if you don't know, because it's not very comfortable. I mean, there is no. You need to keep the escape of Seine, or to the escape on the west. It is La Motte du Caire, but the valley is quite narrow.
It's
so
beautiful.
Yeah, it's beautiful. Yeah. So the option will be or before Seine to climb, as I told you before La Blanche, and if you can cross on the north part of the ridge of
Chabanon.
Yeah, Chabanon, and there is another name. Tête Grosse. Wow, thank you, Benjamin. So here it will be good, and you can climb. And after it's quite easy when you live here. You climb. You can go all this direction to Bramefond here. It's good to go to Malop. So here it's very safe. There is many outlining. So you are going to Serre. Here, after at Malop, when you are arriving at Malop here on the west part of Malop, there is the name. It's Tête de Boursier. It's really often it's very good. You can arrive not very high, and you can climb very easily. So the option after it's at Tête de Boursier when you are here. It's or you are enough higher to jump over, over the ridge here, to stay on the north part of this hill of Crête de Sel, Montagne d'Aujour, but you need to be a bit higher, above the ridge, and lower than the ridge. Or if you are not, you can jump on the north part of the Saint-Genis here. It's also very good. And really often here there is a pass between the two mountains, a small pass, and you have a good wave starting here, but I think you are not going to use it. In case it doesn't work, you can be here on the northwest part of Saint-Genis. It's always very good. And after you jump on Serre, I think on Arombre here, on the north part of the ridge, it's very good. So turning point. Okay, and after you Oraison. That's the point, another point here. So the way to La Montagne de Lure will be not a problem. So you can, when you are at Serre, so you jump here, Saint-Genis, Charmes, or you can really, with a tailwind, you can go very easily. So La Plate, de quoi?
Like yesterday.
Yeah. Okay, there is no wind climbing terms. So yeah, we expect 20 knots on the west on the second part of the afternoon. So you jump here, La Plate, you follow. You are going to have a really strong sink, and if you are too low, you stay north part of here. You come here at the corner of Lure. If you are between 11 and 1200 meters, it's better to go this way, and here you climb. Okay, ridge of lure will be good. One thing important, at lure, you are going to climb at the corner, we call it the corner of lure, so it's good with the westerly wind, you can have some good turns as well, but be careful when you move to the west, you have another hill in front. So you need to be really above the ridge of lure to continue, and otherwise you can be stuck between the two hills and it's not very, very nice. So you keep going to here, and before the antenna you will have a small sink, and you pass on the west part of the antenna, you climb. Okay, after you climb, I think the maximum you can for the turning point, because it will be, for the turning point it will be not a problem, but for the way back of the turning point, it could be. Yeah. And so, here, maximum climb. So after you decide which part of the ridge you are going to leave to do the shorter way to horizon. So you are going to leave, of course. Yeah.
Do we have flight level 75?
Yeah, 75 today. 75, it's okay, I think, after the ridge horizon. So you are going to have a strong lee, of course, because you are in the lee side of the mountain, so you can anticipate your tailwind. So it's not really a problem. So you will find, I think, a system here of wave. Okay, so you can just pull. You are limited at the flight level 75. Sure, you can just pull and keep going. And you will have another one further south between Fort Calki and Lemay here as well. It's a second system of wave, so you can start really easily on the turning point here. And here the way back. That's why I decided to change the reporting point. It's because here on the first here everywhere here you have outlanding field very easy. I know it's not. We would like you to come back, but in case. And here on the west part of the plateau here, if you are not very high, you can there is a channel with water between the channel and the ridge. You will not go down too much. So you just keep going this way on the ridge here. You can use your engine because you are. I think you will have not too much sink, I hope. And after you come to Lemay, if at Lemay you feel you are too low for the finish line at 800 meters, you can do a small climb at Lemay and finish. Okay. It's easy.
Is there any way to land between Digne and Seine?
Between Digne and Seine, yeah, of course. Not too much. In fact, you have one outlanding field. Digne is here. Wait, yeah. So wait. I'm going to do. Okay. If you want to show you. So it will be easier for you to see it. Alors moi les zooms avec la souris, je peux faire le doigt.
Il n'y a pas qu'avec la souris apparemment.
Hein?
Ouais.
Arrête, faut pas chier. Bien, ouais, j'arrive pas à bien faire ça, moi. Voilà, merci. Tu me zoomes sur. It's Paris, so not. Champs-Élysées for the finish line. J'ai pas pris ma souris.
Je vais mettre sur Marco.
Ouais, Marco.
Le moment de la vérité, t'arrêtes, dis.
Allez, zoom un peu. So, in Marcoux here, it's just between Blayeul and Coupe. Okay, you have you have different outlining field. Okay, it's you have an official one. It's one in the river here. I will show you this one. It's very difficult to see. Okay, but anyway, it's everywhere here. You have some fields to land. Okay, it's quite easy. There is not too much power line. They are short, about around 300 meters, but it's enough. Attends, je vais essayer de voir. Ouais. And it is the only way to there is only one place to land between Seine and Digne. It is only area to land. Of course, few gliders land in between, but it's a very difficult one. And I think here you have another field here. Okay, you have the one in the river is nice, but the river, and with the water we had the day before, the river can enter in the short runway. It's not runway, but you understand. And here, so you have field here. You have. J'arrive pas à les retrouver moi les anciens. Ok.
Ah, ouais, du nord-ouest, il y en a un peu là-bas. Alors, on se pose pas.
Ouais. So, with this type of conditions, I mean, it's almost impossible to land there because you already have something to climb. So don't be too aggressive, perhaps. But during on this leg, you need to take the time a bit to climb because and. As I told you before, I will have two instructors in the air, and so if I see the weather getting too bad over there, I will do another task. Okay? We have time, it's 1 o'clock, and it's going to become dry, and so it's already 1,800 meters. Now, I'm not worried for the moment. Okay? Other questions?
The espace.
Oh, so you can climb. You can climb to the, exactly, I need to look at the map, but in the south it's a flight level 115. Yeah, Puy-Moisson it's a little bit more perhaps. 115. And now Puy-Moisson it's 115. After further, when you are on Coupe, it's 135 here. Okay, yeah, it will be too much. I mean, and after on the north part of the 135 here, it's flight level 195.
Okay.
So
while in here, coming back.
Level 135 to Puy-Moisson.
Is 115.
Puy-Moisson, it's 115. You have the line here, in the green on the right, it's 135. Ah, yeah, okay, I understand what you, yeah, it's
and you have flight level 75.
on the, here, in this airspace here, in horizon. Okay? Ah oui, merci. Okay, so on your task you have the flight level 115 here, 135 on the west, and further north 195. Okay. Oh, it's too much for you will not climb so high. Okay. I see you on the grid. Bye.